Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. Golden Agers UK resident robbed in St. James home invasion. Two Golden Agers and a visiting UK resident were among four people robbed when thieves broke into their residence in St. James Sunday morning. At least 5 robbers made off with cash and several other items during the early morning break-in, police stated. The stolen properties included bank cards, mobile phones, US $600, Jamaica $5,000, a laptop, a cordless drill, and television and jewelry. Reporters understand that around 5:10 a.m., the four people were at the house when 5 men and a woman, all wearing masks and gloves, went there. One of the men was armed with a gun, another with a knife, and the other robbers had sticks. The thieves reportedly broke the glass to the front door and opened the lock. They entered the house, held up, and robbed the residence before escaping in what was believed to be 2 motor cars. The police were summoned and the residents processed. Businessman shot, 4-year-old injured during attempted robbery in St. Mary. A licensed firearm holder was shot and injured after he challenged a gunman who physically assaulted a 4-year-old girl during an attempted robbery. The high drama reportedly occurred at a shopping venture outlet in Broadgate, St. Mary Sunday morning. The 32-year-old licensed firearm holder, who is reportedly a businessman, has since been hospitalized while the child was treated and released, police stated. Reports reaching reporters indicated that around 10:10 a.m., the 4-year-old and her cousin were at the outlet purchasing phone cards when the businessman turned up to do a transaction. 2 men, one armed with a handgun, police stated, rode up on a motorcycle, entered the outlet and pushed on the child, causing her to fall and hit her head, resulting in a wound. The licensed firearm holder saw what was happening and pulled his weapon. The gunman fired shots, hitting him in the abdomen. The businessman returned the fire, and the men fled on the motorcycle. The licensed firearm holder was taken to hospital, where he was treated and admitted. The child's parents took her to the Bustamante Hospital for Children, where she was treated and released. The police have since launched a manhunt for the wannabe robbers. Elaine Thompson-Hero to be coached by Ronaldo Walcott. 5-time Olympic gold medalist Elaine Thompson-Hero will be coached by Ronaldo Walcott of Elite Performance Track Club following her separation from the coach Nico Osborne earlier this month. The announcement was made by Thompson-Hero's management team and the sports management on Monday. Walcott is also the coach of Jamaican sprint queen Chillian Fraser-Price, hurdler Rashid Broadwell, and Rachel Clayton, among others. It is reported that a breakdown in negotiations between Thompson-Hero team and Osborne was the reason for the split. It is said that Osborne had requested an extremely excessive remuneration package to continue as coach for Thompson-Hero. This request was not met, and Osborne's contract was terminated. Man killed, woman injured in Clarendon gun attack. Police are searching for the stranded lover of a woman after she and a male friend were attacked and shot at the intersection of the Sandy Bay and Rose Hall main roads in Clarendon Sunday night. The male friend, identified only as Hannah Jackson, has since succumbed to his injuries and the woman hospitalized. This was stated by the police. Reports reaching reporters indicated that around 8:10 p.m., the woman and the man drove up to an affordment intersection and stopped to purchase chicken. They alighted from the vehicle to make an order, and a white Toyota Axio stopped behind their car. A man exited the Axio, the police stated, and fired several shots, hitting the two. They ran back to their vehicle for safety. The gunman re-entered the Axio and sped off. Jackson, who received gunshot wounds to the upper body, was pronounced dead at hospital, while the woman, who was shot in her upper body, was admitted in serious but stable condition. Female vendor killed in West Kingston identified. The female vendor, who was shot to death by armed assailants in downtown Kingston on Monday morning, has been identified as Andrea Peterkin. Peterkin, otherwise called Apple, is of Nelson Street address in Denham Town. Reports are that Apple was seated on a chair in the shopping area in the vicinity of Pink Lane in West Kingston when she was shot in the face by armed assailants on a motorcycle. The incident happened at about 11:20 a.m. Another woman was reported also shot and injured. Man killed, entertainer injured in Portmore gun attack. One man was fatally shot and 2 others, including an entertainer, sustained injuries during an incident at a park in Greater Portmore, St. Catherine on Monday afternoon. The dead man has been identified as 27-year-old Devante Palmer, otherwise called Messi, from Selborne Road in Greendale, Spanish Town, and 7 West addresses, both in St. Catherine. The 2 injured men who are both from 7 West, have been admitted to hospital. Information reaching reporters is that around 1:30 p.m., the 3 men were inside the community park smoking when a white Toyota Probox drove up. It is alleged that men, all armed with guns, alighted and opened gunfire on Palmer and the other 2 men before making their escape. All 3 men were hit in their upper bodies. Residents took the men to hospital, where Palmer was pronounced dead and the other 2 admitted. One is in serious but stable condition, while the other is critical. No motive has been established for the attack, the police said. 2 Petersfield High School students dead in Fair Westmoreland crash school in morning. 2 students died in a fire collision along the Petersfield Main Road in Westmoreland on Tuesday morning. They are 16-year-old Johnny Robinson and 14-year-old Zachary McIntyre, both of Darlington in Westmoreland. Reporters understand that both students attended the Petersfield High School. Reports from the Wheaton police are that about 6:50 a.m., Robinson and McIntyre were traveling on a motorcycle heading in the northerly direction. They were maneuvering a corner and lost control of the vehicle and collided with a motor car, which caught fire. The police were summoned and the boys were taken to hospital, where they died while undergoing treatment. This is the second incident in which students of the institution have passed in recent times. Last week, 15-year-old Lavicia Forrester and 4 others died in a car crash along the Brookfields Main Road. Speaking with reporters on Tuesday morning, Acting Vice Principal Junior Clark said he is not in the best of state of mind at this time. He said the 16-year-old Johnny Robinson and 14-year-old Zachary McIntyre were known to be quiet individuals.
I am, to say the least, I'm devastated, knowing that I have been with them, because I was their Dean of Discipline from grade 7 coming up. These are students that I knew personally and have interfaced with regularly. To lose 3 students, because Lavisha also was a student that I interfaced with on a regular basis. So it's really heartbreaking for me. And for the students who would have known them too. This morning on the scene, many teachers were crying, and parents were mourning too. So it's devastating. I'm not in a good state of mind right now.
Couple detained after ex-boyfriend is killed in St. Anne. A man was stabbed to death and his ex-girlfriend and her spouse taken into custody following an incident along the Costa Drive in Old St. Anne Sunday morning. The dead man has been identified as 31-year-old Romain Chin, a handyman from Main Street in Pineapple Orchard Royals. The 27-year-old ex-girlfriend and her spouse are both from Port Mary of St. Mary. She reportedly ended the relationship after she accused Chin of sexually assaulting her daughter. Chin was arrested in connection with this allegation. It was reported that shortly after 1 a.m., the couple was along the Costa Drive when Chin visited the location. An argument developed between him and his ex-girlfriend, the police stated. The new spouse, it is understood, allegedly intervened and a knife was used to stab Chin several times. He was taken by a passing motorist to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where he was admitted in serious condition. Chin succumbed to his injuries around 6:35 a.m. while undergoing treatment. Following this, the couple was picked up in Port Maria and taken into police custody. Man swept out to sea at Negril Resort, search continuing. A Jamaican man who was vacating with his girlfriend at a resort in West End, Negril in Westmoreland, is feared dead after he was carried away by strong currents while trying to rescue his partner about 10 a.m. on Sunday. The couple reportedly checked into the Samsara Cliff Hotel on Saturday night and was in the process of taking pictures on the cliffs at the resort on Sunday morning when the woman slipped and fell into the ocean. Her partner reportedly jumped in to try to save her, but was swept away by the rough sea being experienced since last week. The woman was rescued by the hotel owner's son, and they were pulled from the water by members of the Marine Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the police have confirmed. Senior Superintendent of Police in charge of Westmoreland, Wayne Joseph, said a search for the missing man was continuing. Former Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Professor Winston Davison, has died. Professor Dr. Winston Davison, who served as Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Health in the late 1970s, has died after a short illness. Dr. Davidson reported to pass away on Sunday at the University Hospital of the West Indies. He was a close advisor to former Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller. Dr. Davidson was also an architect of the 2011 JEEP document the source for 2011 Manifesto of the People's National Party. The late doctor has received a number of honors and awards in recognition of his work. Among these are the Commander of the Order of Distinction for Services in Medicine in 2003 and the Pearl Award for more than 30 years of distinguished and outstanding service to the people of Jamaica as Justice of the Peace in the Parish of St. Andrew in 2008. Dr. Davidson died leaving wife Dr. Sonia Davidson, Neil Lambe, and 3 daughters.
A former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and as well as the head of the School of Public Health at the University of Technology. Professor Davidson was a scholar and one who provided significant leadership in various aspects, including and in particular areas of telemedicine. Professor Davidson played an important advisory role, formally and informally, during the COVID period, and I appreciated his insights and his willingness to give advice, and for that I will always be grateful. I want to take the opportunity to express my condolences to his family, to his daughters, to his wife, and to those who worked and associated with him.
Deliveryman dies after falling over precipice in Portland. A deliveryman who fell over a precipice at Cooper's Hill in Portland on Tuesday afternoon has been confirmed dead. Residents who covered the body of Alfonso Thompson from a ravine about 9:30 Wednesday morning. It's reported that around 4 o'clock Tuesday afternoon, Mr. Thompson was making a delivery in the area when he misjudged the narrow stretch of the roadway and the vehicle went over the precipice. Tony King, a resident of Cooper's Hill, said Mr. Thompson was from the fellowship community and was well known. He said the construction of a guardrail or wall along the roadway is also overdue. This road is very bad. It need to fix. It need to rectify. Look at this place. It should have been done long time, not wait until something like this happen. The wall should have been built here long time, Mr. King insisted. 2 other men who were aboard the truck escaped injuries. Member of Parliament for West Portland, Darrell Valls, said the road through Cooper's Hill and will be rehabilitated under constituency-based mitigation and cleaning program announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. This is, as we speak, a contract for $20 million, which includes the road leading up to Dumfries from Hope Bay all the way to Cooper's Hill, which will include bushing, drain cleaning, and patching of the road. So that will start within the next week or two as part of the Christmas program just recently announced. And it is a road that carries a lot of water based on the rainfall up there, so it's very difficult to maintain in terms of road surface, he further stated. Electrician charged following cocaine seizure. A Manchester man has been arrested and charged following the seizure of more than $10 million worth of cocaine in Old Harbour, St. Catherine on Thursday. 36-year-old electrician Andrew Walcott of Clarkston is charged with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, trafficking cocaine, and possession of criminal property. The police say about 2:30 p.m. on Thursday, narcotics detectives supported by the St. Catherine South Police carried out an anti-narcotics operation at West Street Cottage Complex in Old Harbour, where a Nissan motor car was intercepted. The driver, Walcott, was the only occupant. The vehicle was searched and 2 regular parcels containing a white solid substance resembling cocaine reportedly found. Cash totaling $10,000 was also reportedly found. The vehicle, cash, and drugs were seized and Walcott taken into custody. Walcott was later charged. Charles arcade vendors on lookout for more attacks. The shooting of a man just outside Pernod Charles Arcade on Church Street, downtown Kingston, last Tuesday morning has caused vendors who sell inside and on the outskirts of the arcade to be on the lookout for more surprise attacks. In the midst of that, they are also still trying to attract customers and make sales. The man who was shot was taken to hospital where he is still being treated. According to the Jamaica Constabulary Force Corporate Communications Unit, the incident occurred minutes after 9 a.m. Reports were that the man was standing outside the arcade when he was pounced upon and shot, sending people nearby scampering to safety. Many of the vendors expressed that they were happy they had not yet arrived at the location when the shooting occurred. One woman told reporters that she was glad she wasn't around because she could not have bothered with the running up and down and trying to dodge bullets. One man secretly shared that the person who was shot is considered to be a hustler who frequents the area. The man said he did not know much about the injured man, but claimed that some of the people who said they were not present at the scene of the shooting were actually there. According to him, they are just refusing to comment due to fear of possible repercussions if they share any information. Fear was written all over the faces of some of the people who spoke with reporters. However, they expressed that they were not going to allow the incident to stop them from going out and try to earn. At the same time, they acknowledge that they need to be careful and vigilant when operating in this space. The man them shoot is a hustler, but just there so I go and look out our eyes. Everything is good otherwise, one man told reporters. Another man tried to explain why many of the vendors were showing signs of fear, saying that people are going to be afraid from a man get shot. His colleague said people are going to be scared and on the lookout, but at the same time, this is not the first something like this happened down here. It's a regular thing. God help we. Petrina Rodney wept bitterly on Monday when she realized that her husband Delroy, who has been charged with 5 counts of causing death by dangerous driving, would not be home for her son's birthday. Delroy Rodney has spent the last 6 nights in custody, and having him home was a gift she had been hoping for, one that she wished she could have given to her son. Today is our last son's birthday, and we were wishing he would come home with us, cause he's the child asking for him, and wish he had come home today, but oh God, she cried. Her grief permeated the air outside the Westmoreland Parish Courthouse, where relatives, the pastor, and members of the church, where her husband is a deacon, along with fellow cabbies, once again gathered in show of support. Petrina Rodney struggled to understand why her family, God-fearing people, has been dealt such a blow. My husband is a nice person. My husband is a complete husband. There is nothing he doesn't help me to do in the house, the grieving wife told reporters. My husband washes, my husband cooks, everything my husband does. We're never in an argument. Oh God, why is this happening to us? My God, help. God, help me. To show that type of family man he is, he has to keep devotion before he goes on the road, she stated. Rodney was remanded until Wednesday when his bail application will continue. On Monday, the prosecutor stressed that there are 3 outstanding statements. The Crown has not been in receipt of the statements, so the Crown will need to oppose to the bail, the prosecution stated. The Crown added that statements from an eyewitness, a first responder, and the investigating officer are critical to the case. In responding to the Crown, Rodney's attorney Lambert Johnson said he had expected the investigating officer to be in court on Monday. He again complained that there has been numerous media reports that Rodney fled the scene of the crash. No such thing, Your Honor, Johnson said. He went and sought medical care, and then he went to the chamber of an attorney same day, and arrangements were made with the investigating officer. Johnson then asked the prosecutor if the investigating officer was objecting to bail. The reply was yes. Johnson was clear in his displeasure. I don't wish to lecture, but having stood in this position for over 15 years, I find the approach, to say the least, appalling. As an officer of justice, you need to stand up and account for justice, Johnson argued. However, Senior Parish Judge Dave Walters made it clear who had the final say regarding the bail. Bail is incumbent on the court to make a decision. Whether the officer says he's objecting is not a rubber stamp of the court, the judge noted. He reminded that there is a vital witness who survived the crash along with Rodney. However, Johnson was confident that the witness testimony will not hurt his case. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.